Hey everybody, it's Nicholas Ashbaugh. As you know, we have a full moon today, and I just wanted to take a couple of moments here to check in and see what the energy is providing. I think I want to break with the usual format of like 3 cards, past, present, future, and just kind of go with the flow and see what needs to come through. I may ask some questions in the flow as I often do, and let's see what's in store for this first full moon of 2026. Happy New Year's to everybody. It's good to see you. As always, I like to check in on Apollo before we get started. Hey, buddy. Are you a good boy? Yes. All right, as you can tell, he's resting, so we're going to let him be. And I just want to open up with what is the energy that we're carrying over from last year? So, is there anything that might be stagnating that we need to release in this moment in time? We have Four of Wands energy, which is actually pretty auspicious. It's showing that for some of you, there's a little bit of work that's been done with respect to relationships. So let's pull a complementary card and see what it is that we need to know about love, relationships, and partnership in this full moon. Okay, so it's the longing. It's so interesting here because for some of you, you may have just recently gotten out of a relationship, or for the first time in a while, you might be feeling that there is this, there's space, there's room for something more. So we have emptiness as the clarifying card to the Four of Wands. So let's talk about this. For those of you already in a relationship, this basically is a good signal. It shows that one or both of you are ready to level up. So maybe if you've been not exclusive, you're thinking of dating exclusively. If you've been living together for a while, you might be deciding to get engaged. If you've already been married for a while, this is about returning to the core of the relationship, which is friendship and having each other's back. So I think that this is a great energy to come through, and it's just saying, what are you going to do basically to bring it to the next level? There could be a feeling of being alone. Even when you're in a relationship, sometimes it can feel like, do you see me? Do you appreciate me? So making sure that you're doing your best in this moment in time, particularly this full moon, to check in on someone. Because sometimes people keep it to themselves and they create an Eight of Swords moment. When I see cards like this that are about like prison or feeling trapped, to me it would be Two of Swords, Eight of Swords, which is sometimes these sort of self-imposed prisons where you're afraid to share how you feel. And there may be an emptiness or a longing in one or both of you. And in a core relationship where things are okay, you just talk about your hopes and fears, okay? So that's the message for those that are partnered. If you're single and looking, there might be this feeling of impatience, like a Hanged Man reverse that comes from this. And what you can do is lean into other types of Four of Wands. It's not always just lovers that sit beneath those Four of Wands. It can be friends, it can be community, it can be outreach efforts that you do where you're kind of like out volunteering. So find other ways to make connections that matter in your life. Friendship is really, really something that you could focus on. And then developing the things that you're looking for. So if you're looking for love and there's this feeling of emptiness, then you start to build things in your life that fill it up in a good way. It could be adopting a pet. It could be going back to school. It could be, like I said, volunteer work. You start to fill up your life with joy. And then you become a joyful person that naturally kind of finds other people in the same frequency. So this is a time to really work on the foundation of your own life and create places where you don't feel that sense of emptiness or lack. If you're single and happy, there still may be something else that's missing from the equation. And again, we're going into friendship, partnership, and love. And there are different ways to pull that into your life. Again, for those who have pets, you know what I'm talking about. They definitely provide unconditional love. But you can do other things. If you can't adopt, you can foster. If you can't foster, you can volunteer at, any number of organizations, whether it's with pets, with children, or with people in need. Because when you do that, it opens up your heart and you feel this sense of fulfillment and worth that may not have been there otherwise. So a little bit deeper than usual with this, but I'm picking up on this feeling of wanting more, longing, sometimes feeling like there's something missing. And there's a bigger piece to this, which is, even when you have all of the energy of love and partnership in your life, that person can't fill all the empty pieces within you. Only you can do that. You can work with that person and say, hey, what do you think about this? But each of you have your own pieces, and you have to kind of like focus on taking care of yourself, particularly when it comes to emotional and mental health too. So all of that is coming through. Let's normalize talking about our feelings and feeling heavy emotions from time to time. All right, I'm going to put that to the side. Maybe I'll keep it off camera so it's not too distracting. And I want to now look at, maybe I'm going to do like a mini expanded here for the full moon. So I'm going to say what's coming in. We just looked at love. What about general health and well-being? So what's coming through for that? So very appropriate as we're looking at health. So the Magician is one of the best cards you can get because it represents the ability to create major shifts within your body and your general health. And we see the body here, but look at where it all begins, the mind. And I was mentioning the importance of mental health. So maybe one of the things that you could be focusing on in the new year is making sure that all aspects of your mental health are in shape, whether it's stress management, relationship health, anything from the past, if there's any wounds from childhood, or maybe self-confidence, anything that requires some healing, you could learn. This is a great time to educate yourself. And of course, yes, working on general health in the body. This is also showing that it's mind over matter. And I recently had a really challenging experience, and it took me about 3 to 4 months to heal, and I'm mostly there right now. But I had a massive infection that happened in my sinuses in my ear, and had to go through a lot of medication. But eventually it was also healing, like tuning into pranic energy, and also just saying, I'm going to get through this. I think a lot of people that have dealt with really challenging health experiences know that there is a meeting of the mind. You have to really believe in your ability to recover, and then you lean into the other treatments. But it's a mix of the two. So a healthy mind actually helps support a healthy body, and then a healthy body allows for more energy to come through. It's a chicken and an egg sort of thing, but let's focus on both. Not just going to the gym and working out, not just reading a book, but like combining all of it and looking at health in a more holistic point of view. But you have the capacity to surprise yourself and also surprise other people. One of the things that I rejected when I was kind of going through this was some people just saying it wouldn't recover, it would only recover to a certain degree. And I thought, no, we're going to make a full recovery. And I'm going to lean in my own ability to heal and use a little magic, use a little bit of prayer, use a little bit of miracle energy to come through and say, you know what? Sometimes doctors don't know everything, and sometimes our own ability to heal within is still there. So never give up hope and faith when it comes to that. So we looked at health and love. Why don't we take a look now at what's coming through with money? I know that it is a new year and many of us might be worried about money. So what's coming through in money? 7 of Wands. Hard work, and also this feeling of maybe feeling a little trapped, feeling a little frustrated. All right. So let's look at this first card. What I love about the 7 of Wands is it comes through on the heels of hard work, success, and oftentimes being seen. This can be scrutiny. People look at you and they think, okay, well, you think you know all of this, and they have an opinion because you've achieved a certain level of success. Don't give up. Push back on anything that's unrealistic, and know that sometimes when you have a certain level of success or a breakthrough in your life, everyone's an armchair shrink and has like an opinion on it, whether or not it's valid. I love that he has love right there tattooed. And this is about leading with love, passion, and compassion in this moment in time. Now, what we don't see on this card is the person pushing back. I'm going to find this while we're talking. But the traditional card would show someone right here. Thank you, universe, for bringing it quickly here. There may be certain things that are worth fighting for. So if you want something badly enough right now, don't give up. In fact, put in 110% on that and know that it will pay off. The card that's basically qualifying this or giving us additional information says, equanimity for self. May I see things as they are. Sometimes when we want something too much, so much that it hurts, we overlook all the flaws and we kind of talk ourselves into something that maybe we normally wouldn't. Look at it as it truly is. Pause, examine. Don't push a connection that isn't ready to happen. Really ask yourself, do I like what I see? Do I like how I feel? And if you like how you like what you see and how you feel, then move forward. But don't force a connection, even though you have the strength to do it. Fight for what matters. Don't fight just for fighting. There is an opportunity to work more efficiently when the Seven of Wands comes through, by delegating, by saying no, by making sure that you're not exhausting yourself or getting yourself into this stress out energy that we see in the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the card. That guy is definitely a little stressed. All right. So we looked at relationships. We looked at health. I'm doing it kind of out of order here. And then we looked at wealth. Why don't we take a look at the thing that you're missing? What is it that you're just not paying attention to in this moment in time that you should be paying attention to? All right. Action. Ace of Swords is all about action. Tell me more, universe. Okay. Let's look at this first. This guy has overthought something. He's done all the work. That's the good part. He's holding the key, and it's all here. All he has to do is figure out how to apply it. So it's kind of like when you go to school and you have all these theories and all this information, but it's like, where do I get started? Just take the first step. I feel like the first step will be something that creates momentum, that will be almost self-perpetuating and fulfilling after that. Like everything's going to follow that. Today and tomorrow, just take one step, one breath at a time, but get it out on paper. Put some sort of effort in front of you and release the need to be perfect. Nobody needs or really even wants perfection anymore. So just be the best version of yourself, and you've got everything that it takes to unlock your own potential. Sympathetic joy for loved ones. It says, may your life be a celebration. I really think what this is what's the best way that I can say this? It's permission to have fun and be yourself. As children, we often want to please. We want to please mom and dad. We want the loved ones. We want to please our teachers. We want society to accept us. As we age, as we gain experience, we start to love ourselves enough to be okay with not pleasing everybody. Because we want life to be fun. We want that celebration to exist. Because if it doesn't, what are we doing? Your acceptance, success, and basically acceptance and success shouldn't come at the sacrifice of your own happiness. If somebody loves you only if you're unhappy, because then you conform to their version of what's right, that's not love. That's not love. That is just somebody putting you in a box, right? You've got the key. This is very Hierophant coded, this Ace of Swords. So if you don't like the structure that you're in, open the door and find a group, find a space, find a place where you can express yourself freely. Because I look at this Ace of Swords, and there's usually not a person on aces, but you just see the hand, the inanimate hand. But in this one, it's saying there's someone. This could be someone that's casting judgment. This could be your own self looking in. But I look at him also, and he's like, when are you going to make the first move? What are you waiting for? So as we look at this first full moon of the new year, where you really don't have to take action today, I'd like you tomorrow to think about, what can I do to free myself, to liberate myself, to have a little bit more fun, be a little bit more myself, and just allow for some action to take place when it comes to my dreams and my goals, okay? And I always like to wrap up with a final question. So this was just a quick check-in in a very different format, and if you like it, leave a comment. I change things up all the time. But for this one, this is your chance to ask any question that you might have. Let's see what Spirit has in store, and we're going to pull 2 cards for this too. So ask your question. We'll welcome in guides, spirits, and angels. Now let's see what the answer is. So far, the only reversal, by the way. For those that are like, you always have reversals, not today. We just have one. All right, so let's talk about it. Page of Wands in reverse. For a yes or no, it's saying you're overcomplicating it. And you might be looking at one small detail and missing the big picture. Take a step back. You're not ready to move forward because you're thinking too much. What you really need to do in this moment is have an 8 of Cups moment where you take 5 minutes, 5 days, whatever, and think it through a little bit and just say, we're back to that Ace of Swords. It's just like, let's take action. Let's do it. There also may be too narrow a point of view. Now we're going to go into the larger answer for this, which is there's more than one way to do this. You're looking down a narrow path, widen the path. There may also be a detail that has been missed. Ask someone else to take a look. You may also be receiving feedback and you might not be receptive to it. Let it sit for a second. You don't have to take every piece of the feedback, but if there is a constructive or an inspirational piece, what's the hesitation? And ultimately, do you feel the passion? When I get Wands cards, particularly an ace or any of the court cards, I want it to be upright because it shows passion and connection and momentum. So don't do it if you don't feel it. Now for the clarifying card, we have equanimity for all sentient beings. May we all see things as they are. We're getting this common theme. We had equanimity for self earlier. May I see things as they are? And this one is may we all see things. So you have to start with you seeing it. Now the challenge may be getting other people to see the same thing. And they're either ready or they're not. And if someone around you isn't ready, let's say they're the stubborn one, because this can be stubbornness, all you have to do is plant a seed of possibility and say, just think about it. You don't have to convince or change the world in one day, convince that one person or the masses. All you have to do is get them questioning. It's kind of like the movie Inception. That one question starts to grow and grow and grow until it becomes so all-consuming that something has to happen, but like a positive version of that movie. So this is a chance to inspire change in others. And you do that by planting one small seed that starts to blossom and starts to inspire and eventually becomes so clear that they're on board. So it all begins with just, what if, why not? Get them thinking. Okay, folks? That was our magical full moon reading for today. I hope you enjoyed the change in format. I like to do different things. Otherwise, we get stagnant. It's a new year, new methods of doing things. So anyway, let me know what you think. If you like this, one way that you can show support is by liking the video and commenting. To comment, you need to subscribe, so please do that. Let's get to a new milestone in 2026. We'll do something exciting when we do that. It's been a while and a long time coming, so let's make it happen this year. You can also join me on social media so you never miss out on these impromptu readings. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh. The link will be in the description if you expand it. You can also go to my website, also linked in the description, and I'll put some cards here in the video so you can click on those as well. And if you'd like to show some additional support in the form of a membership or a sticker, please do it. It helps more than you know, and it allows me to do more videos just like this. And that, my friends, is everything. Thank you so much for being the absolute best part of what I do here on YouTube. Wishing you a very happy and prosperous new year. Join me if you can tomorrow. I'll be here Sunday at 9:15 a.m. as well as every Sunday. And I do a live stream where we look at a topic that you vote on. I'm rolling out all the monthly videos for January. They should be out this week, so keep an eye out. I just launched Virgo today, and I do daily videos as well. So take care of yourselves, everyone. Thank you for your love and support, and I'll see you soon.